Welcome back, everyone, to the Swear Wolves Horror Podcast YouTube channel. I hope you enjoyed that beginning video. As you can tell by that beginning video, and because it's getting closer to Halloween, we're going to discuss NECA's new Ultimate Michael Myers from the movie Halloween 2. Here's the box. We don't need it. Let's throw it aside. All right. So let's go through the accessories that we got here. Don't need that. The accessories that we got a few different weapons, pumpkin, some hands, some heads, and of course, good old Mikey here. Let's start with accessories. We'll go down the line in order of appearance in the movie Halloween 2. Halloween 2, what do you think of Halloween 2? It used to be my favorite. I watched it recently and it's kind of gone down on the list. But when I was a kid, Halloween 2 was one of my absolute favorite horror movies, and definitely one of my favorite Halloween movies, but it's gone down the list the older I've gotten. Like I said, watched it recently and I was kind of like, meh. But anyway, some cool stuff comes out of this movie. We got the butcher knife, or the sandwich knife, that Mrs. Elrod is using to make her husband a ham sandwich with some mustard or mayo. Michael Myers, after being shot, breaks into the house, or walks into the house, and steals this off of the cutting board. Standard knife, not really a lot of detail. It just looks kind of chintzy. There's the serrated edges, but not really much on the handle. It's just plain brown. And it looks like a toy knife. I've seen better detail from weapons that they've done in the past, so oh well, we'll set this aside. Good enough, I guess. Next, we got the hammer. Mike uses this hammer to kill I guess he's the security guard in kind of the janitorial closet at the hospital. Now, this one has more detail. It also has a little bit of fuzz on it. This one has more detail. I really do like this hammer. You got the top where the wood from the handle is poking through, the claw, the hammerhead, and definitely some weathering on there that makes it look like it's like metal, brushed metal of some sorts, and some wood grain in there. It's actually a really good piece. This is the other side. I do like this hammer. Good detail on the hammer. Like I said, uses that to bash the brains into the security guard. Next, we got a syringe. Now, this syringe has a little needle that's a little bent, but I'm sure given time I could straighten that out if I really wanted to. The syringe is fine enough, I guess. I mean, it's hard to make a syringe and make it look like really exact, but they did the best that they could do, and it's okay. Mike uses this, jams it into someone's head, I believe. I did just watch this movie not that long ago. I believe he jams it into someone's head. If you know how Michael Myers uses this syringe to kill somebody in Halloween 2, comment down below. Good enough for that. And then finally, we got the scalpel. Scalpel, really good job on the scalpel. It looks like a scalpel. It looks like it's made out of metal. And yeah, it's just fine. Now, Michael uses this to kill various people, or has it as a weapon as he's attacking Laurie. Okay, let's go along to the hands. Good time to do that because you saw one of the hands in there. This is kind of the hand they used to have Michael like grasping towards his face. Good sculpt on the hands, as always, from NECA. A closed hand. I'm sure this could be used to hold the knife, or it could be used to hold the hammer if you choose to have that on there. And another closed hand, probably to better hold either the knife or probably the knife, actually, because I think the hand that comes with it is more for the scalpel. We'll get into that later when we kind of pose him, how we're going to do. Let's move on to the pumpkin now at the beginning. This pumpkin really isn't seen in the movie proper. It's seen in the opening credits. And then this pumpkin opens up. If we can open him. I haven't opened him yet, so don't know. Oh, Lord. This pumpkin opens up to reveal a skull. Just like in the opening credits of the movie. I find this to be really clever and really cool. I like that they included this little aspect of it, and you can just kind of mount it up there. It looks like out of Ghost Rider or something. Like Nick Cage is gonna... Looks like Nick Cage's head. Not even in Ghost Rider. Just, it looks like Nick Cage's head. Anyway, yeah, so kind of a cool little treat, if you will, to include that in the packaging. We also have a couple of different heads. We have, of course, the Ben Tramer head. Now, Ben Tramer was actually someone who Laurie's friend was trying to hook her up with in the first movie, and then he was walking around dressed up in this mask, this very popular William Shatner-esque mask, and he was drunk, and the cops are coming after him, and he got hit by a cop who was driving kind of wildly, crashed him into another truck, and he blew up instantaneously. So, R.I.P. Ben Tramer. But you get his head, which is cool. You also get Michael after he gets his eyes shot out and he's bleeding. Kind of the famous Halloween 2 look there towards the end of the movie. The other cool thing is, like, you can see his eyes in this. I'm not really a big fan of seeing Michael Myers' eyes. I like thinking of him as being a lifeless being, just evil, as Dr. Loomis would say. So I like just the black eyes, like a doll's eyes. But it is kind of cool because it does, I guess, make him more human. You also get that on Ben Tramer's, and of course he is a real legit guy. He's got the blue eyes. And then, of course, we have the figure. Not unlike other NECA Michael Myers figures, this one pretty much has the same sculpt going around. We do have the bullet holes from where he got shot. I shot him 6 times! 6 times! It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, Dr. Loomis. He's gonna survive. Again, like I said, the hand right here is more for the scalpel. And this hand is just an open hand. The sculpt on the face, typical, kind of a chubby mask Michael Myers in the second movie. You know, I mean, I don't have anything wrong with it. I don't mind the Halloween 2 mask. But pretty good. You can see you got the wound there from when Laurie sticks him with the knitting needles. And of course he got wounded in the eye from the hanger that she stabbed him with. On down we got the shoes, the feet. I mean, you've seen all this stuff. This, you know, typical coveralls version, but again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 exit wounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 entrance wounds. So he's walking around. He's got some bullets inside of him. Not good to have that. I like this mask. I like this head. But I think what we'll do is we'll put the crying mask on him, and we'll kind of do it like they did in the box that I showed you. So let's just go ahead and pop his head off. This always scares me. It always scares me to pop their heads off because I'm afraid that I'm doing something wrong. But indeed, you're supposed to do this if you want to change heads. We'll put the other head back on. All right. Got the head on. Let's put the scalpel in his hand. Let's see. How did they have it? Someone just threw that box. They should be fired. Okay. We got to take a hand off too because we got to put this hand on. And we'll have him reaching up. He's got to reach up towards his... his hand fell off. Wouldn't that be great if that happened in the movie? Like his hand just falls off just randomly in the movie. Okay, and we'll have him reaching, kind of to the side here, put the scalpel in his hand, like so. Come get some. Ah, my face. I'm bleeding. Anyway, there's Michael Myers. Ultimate Michael Myers, Halloween 2. It's a good figure. I like having it. Can't wait for more Halloween figures to come out. Since the Jason Voorhees license is in suspension or frozen right now, we can get more characters maybe from Halloween. I'd like to see some Halloween 3 characters. Oh, I'd love to see a Tom Atkins, Ultimate Tom Atkins character. We just call it Ultimate Tom Atkins, and it can have interchangeable parts from the various horror movies that he's done. Love to see some Halloween 4 or 5, little Jamie Lloyd would be nice. I would like to see some more heroes instead of always the villains. Maybe get some, if they can get the likeness rights to some of those people. And maybe they could even do that for Friday the 13th because it's not a Jason Voorhees. They could get more of the heroes. So anyway, that's it for this week for the Swearwolves Horror Podcast YouTube channel. I'm Brett. Please check us out on Spotify or iTunes or Stitcher, wherever you listen to your podcast, you can check us out. We are The Swearwolves. And you can also follow us on Instagrams where we are The Swearwolves Podcast. You can email us at theswearwolves@gmail.com, I believe is what it is. You can also catch us out on Twitter and Facebook as The Swearwolves. So for The Swearwolves this week, I'm Brett. Have a great week. And happy Halloween! What if that's how Michael Myers talked? He wasn't like medicine, because you never hear him talk, right? What if he's all, happy Halloween? Would that be more scary or less scary? Probably more scary.